Once upon a time, there was a beautiful girl who dreamed of being a princess. But since she'd been born an American, she had to lower her sights and settle for being a movie star. Yet, even though she grew rich and famous, she still dreamed that one day her prince would come. At least, that was the story Hollywood PR men were peddling in the summer of 1956, when Grace Kelly, most serene and glamorous of film stars, announced her engagement to Prince Rainier of Monaco. In fact, Grace Kelly had known luxury all her life. The daughter of a millionaire, she was a part-time model whose cool, upper-class beauty attracted talent scouts from every Hollywood studio. But it was MGM who signed her up. In 1955, she won an Oscar for her performance as an embittered wife in The Country Girl. Everyone agreed that the industry had found a new kind of sex goddess, an ice maiden who could melt on cue and who, on public occasions, behaved just like royalty. The one thing missing from her life, it seemed, was true love. She'd been romantically linked with some of her leading men, Clark Gable and Gary Cooper no less, but they were married, and the world in the innocent 1950s rejected such rumors as spiteful and untrue. But then Grace Kelly called a press conference at her Philadelphia home and announced that one rumor about her private life was true, and it was the most improbable of all. She was going to marry a prince.
Wait a minute. Wait. Well, let me ask you a question.
It made so much noise we couldn't make any sound. As I said before, just getting married is a very big step for any girl, and of course, I have a great many feelings about that, and it's a very exciting thing, and I'm very, very happy. Of course, I'm a little sad to be leaving home, but I hope to be back quite often.
Thus, the stage is set for the year's biggest wedding in the world's smallest state.
The royal wedding that summer in Monaco, a country no bigger than a city park, seized the imagination of the world. It was as though Hollywood itself had written the script for a 20th century fairy tale. Armies of journalists and cameramen set up beachheads in the squares of the tiny principality so that the world could eavesdrop. A cynic might have remarked that the prince was simply the hereditary proprietor of an amusement park, and the princess no more than a woman who made a living from pretending to be what she was not. But the spirit of the time would not give hearth room to such cynicism. For this was a match made in Hollywood's idea of heaven.
Matrimonium nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen.
Mr. and Mrs. Kelly watch as the young couple kneel to pray before receiving Holy Communion.
Soon, Princess Grace was raising a young family as she learned to adjust, sometimes painfully, to the most difficult role she'd ever played. The citizens of Monaco were slow to accept this glamorous foreigner, but as the years passed, they recognized her dedication and grew to love her. Then one day in 1984, with terrible suddenness, she was snatched from them. She'd found a new confidence in middle age, organizing musical festivals and giving poetry readings in public. And then, on one of those winding Riviera roads, she'd suffered a stroke and driven her car over a cliff. She was 52. Her daughter, Stephanie, had been in the car with her, but was unharmed. She left behind a troubled family and an imperishable memory of the star who came down to earth and turned into a princess.